talk about what you all have done here, and I want to thank everybody for it. When I did this for the first time last year, in my mind the premise seemed so simple. Simple as how much money I could raise for Ovarian Cancer Canada. Despite not being over acquainted with the task, the moment I put thought to paper and subsequently to action, my preconceptions about the difficulty surrounding the purpose was erased as fast as people could reach for their wallets. I knew then that it had more to do with people's hearts and not just dollars and cents. Instantly I reevaluated. When I took a step back and listened to people speak about their money, which I was graciously accepting as a donation, I soon learned and understood more in depth that the fact was this was all about the time given and the undeniable value of people's time. Often enough, generous donors spoke of time, the lack of for themselves, and also the admiration they gave me for the time I gave to the task of fundraising. They wished they could do more and genuinely admitted feelings of guilt, although it was not necessary in my eyes, because what they may not have been able to offer in the way of time, due to the important obligations in their lives, they were very much more still contributing through their kindness and generosity, when they could have simply said no. When it was all said and done, and 3 cheers were given for the success of last year's walk, most of what remained for me, other than the deep sense of pride for my mom, Carla, and many women just like her across Canada, was that appreciation for time, how much was spent on this task, and invariably how much in general is left. Time is our most valuable and limited resource. For each one of us, time has a value. It may vary from day to day or even hour to hour, but the fact remains it's real. For some, today is the Lord's Day, for others, the day of rest, and even some, football Sunday. All of which are things people hold truly irreplaceable and put the highest value on. Just ask a football fan how much their current Proline ticket is worth, as well as the Christmas miracle that it will take for it to actually win. In exchange, they'll give you the value of their time spent. Rump glued to their favorite leather recliner, combined with the time it takes for them to peel their behinds from the same spot they marinated in until 11:30 tonight when it's all over. Their Proline ticket will be confetti on the floor or neatly folded in the garbage, depending how they accepted their defeat and ultimately their realization they are merely mortal. However, you value your time, the means you go about it, and fulfilling your time. What is true is you all have given up things in order to be part of this cause and to be here today. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you all for selflessly giving up your time. You all deserve a round of applause. Now, when Shannon asked me if I would speak today, admittedly I was curious about what she wished me to say. Not only because I wanted to know more about what she wanted the message to capture, but also because I generally know I don't know when to shut up once I get going. But wholeheartedly, I accepted, and she asked me simply to speak about my mom and my family's experiences through her fight with ovarian cancer. Truthfully, I wish it wasn't me up here speaking. I wish it were my mom, telling you her in her candid way all about her fight, how it changed the way she viewed things, and how she took it to cancer and kicked its butt. But that's where that wish ends. The beginning started in early 2010 when my mom sat my sister, Christy, and I down for one of our family meetings. A time where she often told us her frustrations with our household chores, when deep down we were always hoping she was going to tell us that she won the lottery or something to that effect. Not the case though. This time she told us she may have ovarian cancer, something that ran in our family, and the final tests were still to be done. Quickly it became reality. The gauntlet had been thrown down and her treatment was determined. She underwent a hysterectomy in the winter of 2010, and her way of finding the bright side was joking about the fact she wouldn't ever have to worry about having another one of us. With spirits high, the surgery went well. The majority of the cancer was removed, but we were told that it had already attached itself to many of her organs, which meant she needed chemo. Her demeanor changed over the next few weeks after surgery as she got back to her life and excitedly looked forward to the success of her chemo treatment might bring. I remember spending many of her chemo appointments with her at the Cancer Center at Victoria Hospital. She was always a pleasure as she conversed with others having treatment for various cancers. She made friends and often appeared as though she were a kid waiting for the doors at Chuck E. Cheese to open. At times I felt like the prude adult reminding her where she was. She Finished chemo, and we were told the numbers had significantly reduced to a healthier level. This was thrilling to all of us. My mom regained a sense of presence that she hadn't had in a long time. Her outlook changed, her time was cherished, and she made sure you knew that the time you spent with her was even more invaluable. The rest of that year, a smile never left her face. Unfortunately, though, in the spring of 2011, she was revisited by the cancer we all thought was history. Soon tests would begin again to determine to what extent. Our mom fought, and she did so with a level of determination I can only hope exists in every one of us. She was never ready to give up, and she made that abundantly clear. But sadly, in June 2011, our mom lost the fight to ovarian cancer. This is why my sister and I, along the rest of our team, are here instead of her. I'm not special by any means, nor is this cause more than any other, or our mom specialer than anyone else's mother. But everyone here on our team knows how wonderful of a person my mom was, and how much of a joy she was to have around. Just as others reflect on the women in their lives who are fighting ovarian cancer, who have beat it, or who fought but did not win. Either way, the question is, if you had the opportunity to prevent ovarian cancer, prevent losing that person you so desperately cherish, would you give all you could to do so? This is why we are here, to remember those we've lost, to celebrate those who conquered, and to support those who will charge into the biggest fight of their lives. All of this is to bring awareness to the threat ovarian cancer has on the women in our lives, but more directly to find methods to identify it in its early stages, which unfortunately is the hardest part about this form of cancer and what makes it so scary. Your donations, which will help research detect ovarian cancer, has never been more highly valued, nor has the time you have all given to this cause. I want to thank my sister, my family and friends so much for their support and their presence here today. But more so, I want to thank my mom for giving us something to fight for. We miss her dearly, and this is for her. Thanks.